now have an invocation to Lord Ganesha.
गजानन पद्मार्कं गजाननम् अहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानां एकदन्तम् उपस्महे. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaitra. It is with immense joy and excitement that I welcome you all to today's program. First of all, let me welcome Sri P. Unnikrishnan, our guest of honor today. As we all know, he is a renowned Carnatic music vocalist and a national award-winning playback singer. He is the recipient of numerous awards, which include the Kalaimamani from the Government of Tamil Nadu and the Kerala Sangeeta Nataka Academy Award for Classical Music. A warm welcome to you, Unni. I extend my warmest welcome to Nisha's parents, who despite recent ill health, made it here to encourage and support her today. Let me take this opportunity to welcome two people who are not here amidst us, but have surely joined us from their homes. One is Raju's mother, Mrs. Sati Menon, and Asha, Nisha's sister. Welcome to you both. And here's a big shout out to Purna and Viraj, who I know will be watching. I am delighted to welcome all the members of Nisha's and Raju's families, some of whom have come all the way to Bangalore to show their love and support. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome all of Nisha's friends who have been watching out for her through this journey. I know that some of her schoolmates are here from Kerala to cheer her on. A warm welcome to you all. Now, a few words about Nisha. What can I say about a 21-year-old girl whose greatest passion was dancing? Well, she got married, had 2 kids, and did her very best as a wife and mom. But luckily, the story doesn't end there. Empty nest syndrome struck. She met her teacher once again, and now here she is, about 27 years later, pursuing her passion once again. Nisha started her training under the guidance of Guru Srimati Radha Aravindan from Calicut. She also had a short stint with Guru Srimati Nalini Jayanti from Chennai. She won numerous awards during her school and college days. It wasn't easy for her to get back on stage after so many years. She had to overcome numerous health problems and setbacks. A few of the reasons that helped Nisha to get back to performing once again. First of all, her unwavering commitment, her perseverance, determination, and an important one, the unstinted support of her husband Raju, and Of course, her greatest source of motivation, her guru, Srimati Padmini Ravi. A very warm welcome to Guru Srimati Padmini Ravi. She is the director of Padmini Ravi Dance Academy here in Bangalore. She is a recipient of the Karnataka Sangeeta Nritya Academy Award as well as the State Rajyotsava Award. If there is ever a mentor who works harder than the student, then it has to be her. She is the kind of guru who imparts a thorough understanding of all aspects of Bharatanatyam. She believes that dance is not only a lot of movement, it is a whole lifestyle. I will now be handing over the mic to her. I request you all to please keep your phone on silent mode. Thank you. Over to Padmini Ravi.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful morning, which also happens to be our Rajyotsava Day, to witness Nisha performing a traditional margam. Like her aunt said, her desire to come back after almost 3 decades after her regular journey as a woman is commendable, because she's put in such hard work, disciplined hard work, because she came in with a lot of doubts. Am I in form? Will I be able to do it? Will I have the strength? But she did it, and now you're going to watch her. But that takes us to the most important question. What is it that ticks us and urges us, giving that immense desire to be on this stage? Because there's no money in it, because as you say, we have to spend a lot of money. And there's no audience, because nobody comes out willingly to watch a classical dance performance. There's no support from the government, there is no support from the organizations. And we are competing with the digital media, social media, films, Bollywood, Hollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, everything. But what is it that makes us come here and dedicate a year of hard work so that she can share her experience with you? Now, this is the question that I asked as a researcher, as I'm currently pursuing my PhD in the intangible experiences of dance. A researcher usually sees something very different in the familiar. And when I kept on asking why this question, I just realized that as a performer, you have these intangible, subjective experiences. Whether you're a musician, Mr. Unnikrishnan is right here, and I'm sure he will recognize what I'm saying. And as dancers or any other artist who's in the journey and the process of creating any art form, you go through subjective, intangible experiences. When you go and pay 100 rupees and buy a masala dosa and eat, the 100 rupees is the objective value of the masala dosa. But that's a subjective experience that you have when you're having the dosa. You cannot explain. You can just say, wow, it is yummy, that's it. So when you go on stage, there is a subjective experience. And in the Upanishads, in the Kena Upanishad, the student asks the guru, for what? By what do I see what I see? Impelled by what do I hear what I hear? And he is not questioning the physiological processes that, the sound goes, the eardrum reflects, whatever, light reflects in the retina. He's not asking that. He's asking by what light, by what energy. And the teacher says, you hear with the ear of the ear. You see through the eye of the eye. You think with the mind of the mind. You talk with the tongue of the tongue. So he goes on like this. And for the past 3 decades only, or 4 maybe, the Western researchers are going into the consciousness studies, and they have recognized this particular subjective experience called qualia, and which has been there, which has been explained in our Upanishads. So before we delve into this beautiful performance this morning, I would like to take a moment to explore the rich tapestry of Bharatanatyam and its intriguing connections to various aspects of science and human cognition and metaphysical experiences, because what you see is at a very peripheral level, but what goes through in the dancer is of greater importance. As we all know, the legend goes, for us in India, it's all full of myths and legends. The legend goes that there was a time where people were very avaricious and greedy and very aggressive and resorting to untruthful ways of life. Seeing this, Indra went to Brahma and said, please give us audio-visual entertainment so that we can steer the people who watch this entertainment to take onto truthful paths of life. And thus, Brahma created the 5th Veda, which is Natya Veda, from the 4 Vedas. But we have to question, are we an entertainment today? We are not, because we cannot compete with Rocky, Rani, Ki Prem Kahani, Jhumka. We can't compete with Deepika. So what are we? We are an engagement. We are engaging the audiences through self-engagement. So we engage with ourselves through self-engagement. So we engage with ourselves. While you see something on the outside as an item, as a composition, there's something which is going on inside of the artist, which again transmits as the rasa, or the aesthetic experience of the audience. And this is what has been prescribed in Natya Shastra. So classical dance and music have been a source of immense pride for India, placing the country on the global stage for thousands of years. Rooted in Hindu philosophy. Now, I'm not talking about Hinduism as a religion, but Hinduism as a philosophy. It was not just an art form, but it was a way of life. It is claimed to have affiliations to the Vedas. The Vedic philosophy propounds only one thing, that we are not this limited identity that we think we are, but we are a part of a whole bigger intelligence or truth. Tattvamasi, aham brahmasmi, I am this, you are that. It keeps repeating the same philosophy through our Puranas, through our Upanishads, through our Mahabharata, Ramayana, and every time you say, you are that, I am this. So if somebody were to come and say, I am God, I will say, yeah, right, I am not, I am Padmini Ravi. But as a dancer, it's not very easy. It is possible to understand this philosophy, that we are that. However, throughout the history, dance has been adapted and transformed under the influence of foreign invasions and cultural exchanges, becoming to be a diverse and multifaceted art form used for distraction. I mean, in the courts, the kings, and it was entertainment. And of course, it was education at some level, and for the artist, it's pure bliss. A traditional repertoire like what Nisha is going to be performing comprises a set of compositions of different ragams, talams, in praise of different gods and goddesses. So we believe that Bharatanatyam is a religious form of dance. Though we talk about in praise of gods and goddesses, it is a spiritual form, and I'll explain to you as I go on. The compositions portray different emotions through narratives, which are communicated through a complex combinations of pure dance and emotive harmony, choreographed to an intricate patterns of movements and feelings. The songs adapted for these choreographies are written by poets and saint poets ranging over hundreds of years. They are set in a different cultural, political, and economic landscape, which we adapt into our repertoire. So, while you're watching the dancer do the performance, as I said, something else is happening within her. So it has always been considered an extracurricular activity, and we are not a science, and that's what we are arts. Our category is, we belong to the arts. But I strongly believe that this dance as a form, I mean all dances, but I am only qualified to talk about Bharatanatyam because that's all I have spent my life on. It's so important for personal growth. So when we initiate the children at a young age, it is as useful or even more useful than just academics. And let's explore now how this art can intersect with science. So when we are learning, you learn the rhythm, and rhythm is nothing but mathematics. It's closely linked to rhythm and music, demanding the mastery of complex rhythms and time signatures, which involve mathematical precision. One aksharam goes, you're off beat, and you cannot afford to do that. This understanding of rhythm is not just essential for dance, but also applies to the fields like music theory and mathematics. Kinesthetic learning, the intricate and the precise body movements and gestures of Bharatanatyam require a profound knowledge of human anatomy, balance, and coordination. I remember when we do workshops in IIMs, where we teach or we kind of share our knowledge with people, engineers, and from BITS Pilani and all the high funda engineering colleges, and we say, raise your elbow, they'll raise their shoulder. And they'll say, they raise your shoulder, and then they'll raise their, forearm. So this kinesthetic awareness is very important while you're dancing, and can enhance this kinesthetic intelligence, which is a fundamental concept in neuroscience and the study of human motor skills. History and cultural anthropology is the next point. So Bharatanatyam has very deep historical and cultural significance in India, telling stories from Indian mythology and reflecting social and cultural changes over centuries. So studying Bharatanatyam's history can be linked to the field of cultural anthropology. Cognitive benefits. Practicing Bharatanatyam can lead to cognitive benefits, improving memory, concentration, and spatial awareness. The focus is so razor sharp that if I'm on the stage and then for a fraction of a second I see someone walking in, I lose. So you have to dissolve everything around you and be in razor sharp focus in order to execute a performance. And that's the greatest these are the things that are studied in cognitive science and psychology, which delve into the functioning of the human mind. And body and mind connection. Bharatanatyam emphasizes the connection between the body and the mind, requiring a deep connection between physical movements and mental awareness, as I had already repeated. This connection offers an exciting avenue for interdisciplinary research, bridging the arts and the cognitive sciences. So in summary, Bharatanatyam, while it's not a scientific discipline by itself, it intersects with various aspects of science, the mind and the human cognition. It also offers a rich tapestry of connections between art, culture, and scientific exploration. So Nisha will start her first item, which is called a Pushpanjali. Pushpam, flowers, Anjali, you offer and you surrender to this space, invoking the blessings of the cosmic power and preparing the inner energy to go through the performance. Because stage this sacred space, I'm not talking about sacred as in the ritualistic sense, but this space is like life. You have no control over this. You can be a well-practiced, perfected dancer, but you come to the stage with the arrogance of it, you are finished. You have to surrender to that power and say, please take over and get me through this performance. And that's exactly what a Pushpanjali means. You offer flowers and surrender and say, please take me to the performance, through the performance. And this is the greatest life lesson that we can take from dance, because we do everything we plan from the time the child is born and say, you're going to study, you're going to work here, and life throws challenges. But as a dancer, what you learn, other than Alaripo Jatiswaram Varnam, is the ability to manipulate and manage these challenges with the strength, because you're already surrendering and you know that you have no control and something else takes over. And all of it we do with a smile. And so she is going to start her performance with a Pushpanjali in Ragam Amrita Varshani set to Aditalam. Nisha, I wish you all the best. Be happy and just be free.
Tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita tajam tajam tam tarita dhim tarnata tajam tadiginatum tam tarita dhim dim tadiginatum dim dim danarayam tadiginatum tam tarita dhim dim tadiginatum dim dim danarayam tadiginatum tam tarita dhim dim tadiginatum dim dim danarayam tadiginatum tam tarita dhim dim tadiginatum dim dim danarayam tadiginatum tam tarita kadim dim dimikita dom dom dhanu dimitarita tadiginatum tam tarita kadim dim dimikita धिमि तदां ततकिटतदां तरिदण जोणु धिमि किटरकता दीतोनं तत्तित्त तदिगिणतं ताति तत्तित्त तदिगिणतं ताति तत्तित्त तदिगिणतं 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 तां तरिततजं तजं तां तरितरिं तणततजं तदिगिणतं
Check. While we say offering to the gods and invoking powers, but physically, the first two items are just warm up, because as we move forward, when we come onto the stage, though we stretch, though we do a little cardio exercises in the green room, but it's not enough. And so we need a couple of items to warm up, to tackle more physically strenuous exercises. So the next item will be in praise of Lord Ganesha, Vigneshwara. So this is the composition of Sri Muthuswami Dikshitar, where say Vatapi Ganapatim Bhaje, Vatapi, the place in which you reside, and you are the elephant-faced god, and you protect everyone. And every item, like every god that has been praised, will have a description of the god or goddess and their feats, their achievements, who they are, what are they, how they appear, so that the artist connects with the form. Many people do japam, we all pray, we all say Sahasranamam. But as a dancer, what we have benefit of understanding the meaning of the song, of the any composition. For example, if we dance on Lakshmi or with the Lakshmi Ashtotaram, we can't dance without knowing the meaning of it. When you know the meaning, you automatically emote. And when you emote, you automatically connect. And that is that is what Narada Bhakti Sutra says. The best way of connecting with the Supreme, there are 4 yogas, types of yoga. I mean, I'm not talking about yoga like in the modern context. It is Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, and Karma Yoga. So here in dance, we have a combination of all of it. You have the knowledge, you have the action, you have the focus or the meditative mind, and you emote as bhakti. So we love our gods. So the next item is Vatapi Ganapatim Bhajem in Ragam Hamsadhvani set to Aditalam.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णु शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजम् प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् वातापि गणपतिं भजे
तां तरि तकजुं तज्जं दीं तरि तकजुं तज्जं कृतगदगडतं
वातापि गणपतिं भजे
तां तरि तकजुं तज्जं दीं तरि तकजुं तज्जं तरि तकजुं तज्जं कृतगदगडतं कृतगदगडतं कृतगदगडतं
वातापि गणपतिं भजे
तां दीं त्वं नं तां तरि तकजुं दीं तरि तकजुं त्वं तरि तकजुं नं तरि तकजुं तकदेवि तकजुं तद्धि तकदेवि तकजुं तद्धि तकदेवि तकजुं तद्धि कृतगदगडतं कृतगदगडतं कृतगदगडतं
वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजे वातापि गणपतिं भजे वाराणसीं वरप्रदं श्रीवाराणसीं वरप्रदं श्रीवाराणसीं वरप्रदं श्रीवाराणसी गणपतिं भजे वाराणसीं वरप्रदं श्रीवाराणसी गणपतिं भजे भूतादिशं सेवित भूतादिशं सेवित चरणं भूतभौतिक प्रपञ्चभरणं भूतादिशं सेवित चरणं भूतभौतिक प्रपञ्चभरणं पीतरागिणं विनुतयोगिनं पीतरागिणं विनुतयोगिनं पीतरागिणं विनुतयोगिनं वीतरागिणं विनुतयोगिनं विश्वकारणं विघ्नवारणं वीतरागिणं विनुतयोगिनं विश्वकारणं विघ्नवारणं वाराणसी गणपतिं भजे वाराणसीं वरप्रदं श्रीवाराणसी गणपतिं भजे स्वरूप वक्रतुण्डं निरन्तरं निटिलचन्द्रखण्डं निजवामकरविधृतक्षुरन्दं कराम्बुजपाशबीजापूरं कलुषविधूरं भूताकारं हरादिगुरुगुहदोषितबिम्बं हंसध्वनिभूषितहेरम्बं
Body and mind is there in any other form of dance, whether it is Western, Eastern, Asian dances. But what we have very unique in our Indian classical dance forms is the rasa theory of Bharata. Now, according to our philosophy, all of us are born with the sthai bhavas. There are 8 dominant emotions within all of us. But it gets triggered only when there is a catalyst, right? So you're a very calm person. You get up in the morning, have a very calm, you do your yoga, and then have a cup of coffee and you just step out. And there is this motorbike which just comes and cuts you off and it triggers your anger. And then you're a very angry person and then you just go to the beach and then it triggers your calmness. So according to Bharata, there is always a trigger and there is a response. And the artist who is doing or performing or conveying these emotions are doing it so effectively that that feeling gets transmitted to the audience as a flavor. Like we are the cook, you are the eating, you are consuming our food. So Bharatanatyam's ability to convey a wide range of emotions through facial expressions, because Abhinaya is not movement of the facial muscles, no. It is a translation of our feeling that involuntarily shows on our face. And it can be connected to human emotions, psychology, and non-verbal communications. We all know that all our emotions are chemical responses. You're happy, then your neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin gets, and then your fear of flight, and then your adrenaline, and then, it's all chemical responses. So when I was pursuing my PhD, I asked the psychology professor, so if I am pretending to be happy, if I am pretending to be sad, do the chemicals are the chemicals produced? And he says yes, because the brain cannot differentiate what is real and what is imagined. So if your imagination and visualization of a particular instance or situation is so strong and so convincing to yourself, the brain doesn't understand what is real, and therefore you cry as a mother seeing Krishna. And therefore you are panicking as a Draupadi who was being disrobed in the courts of the Kauravas. And therefore you are in love with Krishna as a Radha. So your brain thinks that, and it actually produces those chemicals. And Dr. Padma Subramaniam the ultimate scholar and performer and guru in Indian dance, or I could say throughout the world, the authority, she says, rasa, the abhinaya, is between the journey between being a character and becoming the character. So when you're being Radha, when you're being Yashoda, you're looking at the child and you're saying, please come, why are you making this so tough for me every day? Just coming and having a bath and having your food is such a big problem. And then you be, because you're pretending to be Yashoda, and at some point of time, you become Radha. You don't even realize that you are your identity. You drop your identity and you become Radha. So this transitioning between being and becoming is a very captivative subject involving the brain responses and psychological processes and a little bit of insight. So your empathy and emotion regulation. Actors who take on characters often need to empathize with those characters to actually portray their emotions. Otherwise, they cannot. It will be mimicking. But they have to understand. So the brain's emotional regulations region play a role in controlling and expressing the character's emotions. Very interesting. Memory and learning. To accurately become a character, the individuals need to remember and learn the various details about the character. Because that's why in dance, the character study is very important. If you are Radha, you have to understand the character, where she is coming from, what is her quantum of love, what is her transaction. There is no transaction. Because that's why in Purandaradasa says, Nigamake silukada maganiya mahimana. That is, Krishna, you are not, the saints are standing in one leg and meditating for thousands of years. You don't come to them. But you know what? You're with the gopis and pressing their feet. So that is the kind of love. And you have to understand that to portray a Radha. And back the personality, motivations involving the memory. Attention and concentration. Maintaining focus on being the character is essential, with the brain's attentional networks directing attention to relevant aspects of the character and the scene. Imagination and creativity. Of course, all artists are supposed to be creative, but are we? The transition involves imagination and creativity associated with the brain regions involved in creative thinking. The brain, according to neuroscience, is not designed to create anything new. It loves the comfort zone. So if you say, okay, now what do I do with this music? What do I give? What movements do I do? So the brain takes already stored information and presents a theme or a movement sequence. But it may not be good enough. So as an artist, what we should do is we have to start from an unknown zone, unfamiliar zone. And the brain avoids, at any point of time, it avoids uncertainty. So this creative instinct in the artists are so much more. That's why we take lots of risks. You know, so we are crazy. We take a lot of risks without suspending the logical side of us. Neuroplasticity. So over time, as individuals embody a character and the brain may adapt and rewire itself, showcasing the neuroplasticity, where the brain structure and connections change based on experience and training. So if you're happy, every morning you get up and pretend to be happy and doing Vatapi Ganapatim, beautiful, you're just happy dancing. What happens is the change, the synaptic connections, actually your brains rewire. So whether you're happy or not, you just train your mind to be happy, and that becomes a pattern. So the real emotions are genuine, authentic emotional responses for external stimuli or internal thoughts. And these emotions are associated with specific chemical in the body. For example, happiness, as I said, dopamine, serotonin, fear of flight, it's adrenaline, and then a reduction of serotonin levels and altered activity in certain brain regions linked to sadness, right? So these are all chemical responses. So this transition of being a character to becoming a character involves a complex cognitive and neural process. It encompasses aspects of self-awareness, sympathy, cognitive control, and creativity, all of which can be associated with a specific brain regions and responses. Actors and individuals engaged in role-playing activities rely on these brain mechanisms to effectively portray their characters and immerse themselves in different roles. Nisha's next item is a Oothukadu Venkata Kavi's composition, Bala Sarasa Murali. It's just a plain description of how Krishna's flute has made this whole world so beautiful to live in. Now, as an ordinary human being, when we are coming from one place to another in Bangalore traffic, and if you hear the music in your car, are we happy? No. We are just screaming at the auto guy and we are just frustrated with the traffic. But as a dancer, we are becoming a character from being the character. So we suspend the disbelief that I can always say, oh, I'm not Radha, right? When you're seeing a James Bond film, you know that he's not real. You know that when he dies, he falls from somewhere and naturally he's going to die. But we know James Bond will never die. He'll come up. Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, he can do whatever it is, but he'll always come back safe. So we suspend our disbelief when you watch a movie. And what happens is the same thing the dancer does. She suspends her disbelief of the subject, as if Krishna va flute pana, as if the world will become beautiful. No, we believe and we become that gopi that believes that Krishna's flute makes the world beautiful, removing all our kashtam and only give sukham. Bala Sarasa Murali in Ragam Keeravani set to Aditalam.
Rasa Murali. Bala Sarasa Murali. Sarasa Murali Surarasa Bhava Madhura Lagati Vihara Gopala Sarasa Murali Surarasa Bhava Madhura Lagati Vihara Gopala Sarasa Murali Surarasa Bhava Madhura Lagati Vihara Gopala Sarasa Murali. Neela Nalina Ruchirada Lochana Neela Nalina Ruchirada Lochana Nigamasara Mriduvachana Jita Madana Nigamasara Mriduvachana Jita Madana Neela Nalina Ruchirada ಜಾಲ ವ್ರಜಲೋಲ ಮಧುಕಾಲ ಕನಕದುಕೂಲ ಗರಿ ಸನಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಪದ ಪ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಪದ ಪ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಪದ ಪ ಪದ ಪ ಗಮ ಪ ಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಪದ ಪಾದನಿ ಸಾರಿ ಸನಿ ಸನಿ ಧನಿ ಸನಿ ದಾನಿ ಸನಿ ದ ಪದ ಪ ಗರಿ ಸ
For centuries, dance and music was patronized by kings. Every king, the hallmark of their period of reign will be how many temples he built, how many, in fact, the Tanjore court had about 400 dancers, courtesans, dancers, Rajadasis, who were paid and to nurture and develop dance. And our Mysore courts have always been as active as any other kingdom. And Harikesh Nallur Muttaya Bhagavatar was one of the poets of the Mysore dynasty. And he composed many, many kirtanams and darus. And one of the most famous daru is Mate Malayadvaja Pandya Sanjate. O Mate, O Shakti, O Chamandeshwari, you are the daughter of Malayadvaja, the mountain king, and you have two sons, Ganesha and Shanmukha. And the poet goes on to describe her the way she killed the Chanda Munda, the Chamundeshwari, how she took the Simha Vahini. And also she goes about to talk about the king. He says, protect, O Chamundeshwari, protect that king who is well versed in knowledge, who is Dhada Sakala Kala Nipurna Chatura Dhada. Vivita Mada Samaya Samarasa Dada. He is a very secular king who is treating all the different religions with benevolence. Sulabha Hridaya Madhura Vachana Dada. He is such a gentle-hearted, sweet-spoken king. Sarasa Ruchira Swara Laya Gita. He is a connoisseur of music. Sukhajanita Bhava. He is a connoisseur of dance. And he is the king of Mysore and praised by Harikesh Nallur. Manohara Sadaya. He lives in the heart of the poet. Mate Malayadvaja Pandya Sanjate in Ragam Kamach set to Aditalam. And here in the Varnam also we will know that she's going the transition of being the narrator, because when you're talking about when you start, you're the narrator, you take the position of the author, the poet. And then when she talks about the Chamundeshwari, she becomes the Chamundeshwari, or she becomes the Rakshasa. And then again she comes back to the narrator. So this constant going in and out, transition of being and becoming and being and becoming, is a very complex process that when we train as dancers come naturally to us. Daru in Ragam Kamach set to Aditalam.
Mate Malayadvaja Pandya Sanjate. Mate Malayadvaja Pandya Sanjate. Matanga Varana Guha Mate Malayadvaja Pandya Sanjate. Matanga Varana ध्वज पाण्ड्य संजाते
धळंगु तक दिग्गु तक तदिगिण्ण तुम ता दि ता क न क दि ता क न क ता क न क ता धिंगे न तुम दि गे न तुम गे न तुम ता दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिंगिण्ण तुम दिग्गिण्ण तुम गिण्ण तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिम गे न तुम तक धिंगिण्ण तुम किड़तक तुम तक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक न क तक धिम गे न तुम तक धिंगिण्ण तुम किड़तक तुम दे तक न क जुम तक दे तक न क जुम किड़तक तुम दे तक न क जुम तक दे तक न क जुम किड़तक जुम दे तक न क तक दे तक न क तरक दे तक न क दे तक न क तक जुम किड़तक तरक तुम तक जुम किड़तक तरक तुम तक जुम किड़तक तरक तुम ताम ता जुम किड़तक तरक तुम ता जुम किड़तक तरक तुम ता जुम किड़तक तरक तुम ताम ता दिम जुम किड़तक तरक तुम तक दिम जुम किड़तक तरक तुम किड़तक दिम जुम किड़तक तरक तुम ताम
माते मलय ध्वज पाण्ड्य संजाते मातंग वदन गुह 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 माते माते मलय ध्वज पाण्ड्य संजाते मातंग वदन गुह माते मलय ध्वज पाण्ड्य संजाते मातंग वदन गुह माते मलय ध्वज पाण्ड्य संजाते
धळंगु तक दिग्गु तक तदिगिण्ण तुम तक धणे कुता ते धणे कुता दित्ता धणे जुम तर्रि जग तर्रि जण्ण जण्ण कुकुं तर्रि जुम तर्रि जग तर्रि जण्ण जण्ण कुकु तर्रि किड़तक तुम तक धणे कुता ते धणे कुता दित्ता धणे जुम तर्रि जग तर्रि जण्ण जण्ण कुकु तर्रि जुम तर्रि जग तर्रि जण्ण जण्ण कुकु तर्रि किड़तक तुम तक धणे कुता का जुम किड़तक तर्रि तुम तक धणे कुता का जुम किड़तक तर्रि तुम तक धणे कुता का जुम किड़तक तर्रि तुम ತರಗಿಡತುಂ ದಕ್ಕ ದಿಗ್ಗು ಕೆಡತಕ ತರಗಿಡತುಂ ಕೆಡತಕ ತರಗಿಡತುಂ ಕೆಡತಕ ತರಗಿಡತುಂ
ಮಾತೆ ಮಲಯ ಧ್ವಜ ಪಾಂಡ್ಯ ಸಂಜಾತೆ ಮಾತಂಗ ವರನ ಗುಹ ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಚಂದ್ರಕಲಾಧರಿ ತಾಯೇ ಗೌರಿ 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 ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಅಯಗಿರಿ ನಂದಿನಿ ನಂದಿತ ಮೇದಿನಿ ವಿಶ್ವ ವಿನೋದಿನಿ ನಂದನುತೆ ಗಿರಿವರ ವಿಂಧ್ಯ ಶಿರೋದಿನಿ ವಾಸಿನಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ವಿಲಾಸಿನಿ ಜಿಷ್ಣುನುತೆ ಭಗವತಿ ಹೇಷಿತಿ ಕಂಠ ಕುಟುಂಬಿನಿ ಭೂರಿ ಕುಟುಂಬಿನಿ ಭೂರಿ ಕೃತೆ ಜಯ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಮಹಿಷಾಸುರಮರ್ದಿನಿ ರಮ್ಯಕಪರ್ದಿನಿ ಶೈಲಸುತೆ ರಮ್ಯಕಪರ್ದಿನಿ ಶೈಲಸುತೆ ರಮ್ಯಕಪರ್ದಿನಿ ಶೈಲಸುತೆ ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಚಂದ್ರಕಲಾಧರಿ ತಾಯೇ ಗೌರಿ ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಚಂದ್ರಕಲಾಧರಿ ತಾಯೇ ಗೌರಿ ಶಾತೋದರಿ ಶಂಕರಿ ಚಾಮುಂಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಚಂದ್ರಕಲಾಧರಿ ತಾಯೇ ಗೌರಿ ರಾಧಾ ನಿದದ 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 ನಿಪಮದಾದ ನಿರೀಸ ನಿಸಾಯ ನಿದವ ಮಮತಾದ ನಿಗರಿ ನಿರೀಸ ನಿದಪ ನಿದ ಮತಾದ ಮಗಮ ಮಮ ಬದವ ದನಿದ ಮದಾದರಿ ಸನಿದ ನಿದಾದ ಮದನಿ ಮನಿದಾದ ಸದಪದ ನಿದಾದ ಮಾಗರಿ ಸನಿದಾದ ಪದಾದ ನಿದಾದ ಸದರಿದ ಮಾಗರಿ ಸನಿದ ನಿದ ನಿದದ ಮಾತೆ ಮಲಯ ಧ್ವಜ ಪಾಂಡ್ಯ ಸುಜಾತೆ ದಾದ ನಿದದ 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 ನಿಪಮದಾದ ನಿರಿಸ ನಿದದ ನಿದದ ಮಮದಾದ ನಿಗರಿ ನಿರಿಸ ನಿದಪ ನಿದ ಮದಾದ ಮಗಮ ಬಮ ಬದ ಬದ ನಿದ ಮದಾದ ರಿಸ ನಿದ ನಿದಾದ ಮದನಿ ಮನಿದಾದ ಸದ ಬದ ನಿದ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ನಿದಾದ ಪದಾದ ನಿದಾದ ಸದ ನಿದ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ನಿದ ನಿಜ ನಿರಿದದ ಮಮಾದೆ ಮಲಗ ಧ್ವಜ ಪಾಂಡ್ಯ ಸಂಜಾತೆ दाता सकल कला निपुण चतुर दाता विविध मत समय समरस दाता सुलभ हृदय मधुर वचन दाता रस रुचिरतर स्वरलय गीत सुखद निज भाव रसिक वरदा तमहिषूरनाथ नालडी श्री कृष्ण ರಾಜೇಂದ್ರರತಾಯ ಸದಾ ಪೊರೆ ಮಗಿದೆ ಹರಿಕೇಶ ಮನೋಹರ ಸದಯೇ ಹರಿಕೇಶ ಮನೋಹರ ಸದಯೇ ಹರಿಕೇಶ ಮನೋಹರ ಸದಯೇ ಮಾತೆ ಮಲಯ ಧ್ವಜ ಪಾಂಡ್ಯ ಸಂಜಾತೆ ಮಾತಂಗ ವರಗುಹ ಮಾತೆ 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 ಆ श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डल मध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे
तळं गुतक दिगु तक तदिगिण तुम ताम तरि तक जुनु तिम तरि तक जुनु तुम तरि तक जुनु नम तरि तक जुनु तम तक जुनु तिम तक जुनु तुम तक जुनु नम तक जुनु तम तक जुनु तिम तक जुनु तुम तक जुनु नम तक जुनु तक जिमि तक जुनु तक जिमि तक जुनु करतक तरिगिडुम करतक तरिगिडुम करतक तरिगिडुम ता करतक तरिगिडुम ता करतक तरिगिडुम ता करतक तरिगिडुम तक दिगु करतक तरिगिडुम तक दिगु करतक तरिगिडुम तक दिगु करतक तरिगिडुम
श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डल मध्यके 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 श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे मामा पनि दद प मग म प मामा निद म सा नि द प द मामा पनि दद प पनि दद प मग म प मामा निद म सा नि द प द सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डल मध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे निद निद दव प म प प निद व म ग प म निद म सा नि द प म निद 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 दव प म प प निद व म ग प म निद म सा नि द प म निद 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 दव प म प प निद व म ग प म निद म सा नि द प म निद श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डल मध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे सा 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 नि द नि स नि द व म ग म प म म म ज म ग म प स नि द नि सा 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 नि द नि स नि द व म ग म प म म म ज म ग म प स नि द नि सा 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 नि द नि स नि द व म ग म प म म म ज म ग म प स नि द नि सा 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 नि द नि स नि द व म ग म प म म म ज म ग म प स नि द नि ग द नि ब ब द नि म ब द नि ज म ग म प द नि स म ग म ग रि स द नि द ग म द श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डल मध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे नि म ग म द नि स म नि ग म स नि म नि द ग नि म ग म द नि स म नि ग म स नि म नि द ग नि ग नि ग ग रि नि स द नि प द स म ग म नि द म ग श्यामे सकल भुवन सर्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे शशिमण्डलमध्यके श्यामे सकल भुवन सार्वभौमे माते
I think whether Nisha is tired or not, I think all of you must be tired with all the heavy stuff that I've been talking, because I think it's my responsibility to make the audience aware of what they are watching and also motivate the youngsters, more and more youngsters, to learn dance for the right reason. So if I have been too long and too boring, I apologize. I think you can quickly go and have a fresh breath of fresh air, drink some coffee, whatever it is, and we will commence the recital in another 5 to 7 minutes. We'd request everybody to come back and take your seats. We just have a very short second half, just 3 more items, and then you're free to go. Arun, house lights off. To transcend your mind and your body and your emotions, you have to know what happens. You have to know your body physiologically. You need to know how your emotions, how well you're aware, because sometimes, it's a very Western way of looking at emotions. They believe that if you emote, you're weak. You're not. You're just strong because you're aware of your emotions. So that's what we do. And the best part of dance is these are all not personal emotions. They are all pretended emotions. You're enjoying, you're experiencing somebody else's emotions at some other point of time as if your own, so that you can identify and you're aware of your emotions. So as we already saw, the process of being to becoming a character, and this constant transition is happening. So according to neuroscience, your brain records only 3 types of information. Information about your body, I'm here standing in front of you, about the environment, I'm in Seva, so then it's a little hot, I wish it was AC'd. These kind of information is being recorded, the thoughts, and the time. Oh my God, it's already 12:30, I have to go home, I'm feeling hungry, I didn't have coffee, whatever it is, right? So it's time, body, and environment. But what happens is, in this process of being and becoming, you're being the narrator, you're a performer, and then you are a character. In all of this, the brain loses information of the body, of the time and the space. And that is the time where we call different names. We got the flow, we call it the zone, and in the quantum physics, they call it the field. Because the moment you lose information of all of this, you step into the quantum field, which is a field of extensive possibilities. So if we can train ourselves, so that's what meditation is supposed to be. But the moment you close your eyes and then say breathe in and breathe out, and then suddenly you get an itch here, a pain here, and then somebody in the next apartment is screaming, your mind is all over. But in dance, that's the beauty of it. Though they call it yoga, we are not even aware of our breath. We are not aware of our body. We are not aware of, because most of the times when I go back from my performance, I'll be feeling somewhere I've scratched myself. I wouldn't know where I had scratched myself. So you completely lose every information about the body, time, and the space, and then you're on the field. And if we can translate that flow in our real life, that is, according to the Western scientists, that's how the big successful entrepreneurs who have made who are billionaires, zillionaires, are operating on that flow. And this is a good way of training your mind to lose your mind. So the next composition is about the description of the enigmatic interpretation of Shiva. So we all know that the philosophy says there is one Brahman, there is one reality, one supreme truth. But we in India, we have the Ishtadevata. Everybody, we can call it Shiva, we can call it Vishnu, we can call it Anjaneya, we call it Ganesha. But it is about that one favorite god of yours whom you connect with. Like you always connect with Krishna, you always connect with Shiva. So the next item is a Kirtanam on Shiva. Chandrashekaram Bhajami Satatam, the one who has the crescent moon. Vrishabhavaganam Girija Ramanan. It's a composition in Ragam Chandrakaun's set to Aditalam.
Chandrashekaram Bhajami Satatam Vrishabhavahanam Girijaramano Chandrashekaram Bhajami Satatam Vrishabhavahanam Girijaramano Chandrashekaram Bhajami Satatam Vrishabhavahanam Girijaramano Chandrashekaram Bhajami Satatam Kailasanatham Kailasanatham Natham Kailasanatham Shri Jaganesham Kailasanatham Shri Jaganesham Kailasanatham Shri Jaganesham Kailasanatham Shri Jaganesham Sadhu Jana Vanditam Sadhu Jana Vanditam Sankashtaharanam Sadhu Jana Vanditam Sankashtaharanam Sanida Sanida Maga Sanida Maga Gamadani Sanida Sanida Maga Sanida Maga Gamaganisa Gamaganisa Gamaga Sanida Sanida Maga Sanida Maga Gamaganisa Gamaganisa Gamaga Saga Isaga Dani Saga Madani Saga Gamadani Saga Sagamadani Saga Maga Sanida Maga Sanida Maga Sanida Maga Ida Maga Damaga Maga Saga Sagama Sagamada Sagamadani 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 Sagamaga Sanidani Saga Sanida Madani Sanida Maga Mada Madani Dani Sadani Samaga Chandrashekaram चर्माम्बरं कुण्डमालाधरं रुद्राक्षीधरं करत्रिशूलधरं डमरुगादि नववाद्यमोदितम् डमरुगादि नववाद्यमोदितम् डमरुगादि नववाद्यमोदितम् डमरुगादि नववाद्यमोदितं विशेषचिताभस्मविलेपितं विशेषचिताभस्मविलेपितं चन्द्रकं सराजितं सुचरितम् इन्द्रादिदेवदासु पूजितं चन्द्रकं सराजितं सुचरितम् इन्द्रादिदेवदासु पूजितं सान्द्रकरुणानिधिम् करुणानिधिं सान्द्रकरुणानिधिं नटवरम् सानिध सनिध मग सनिध मग स गमग निज गमग निज गमग सानिध सनिध मग सनिध मग गमग निज गमग निज गमग सग निज ग धनि ध ग मद निज ग गम ध निज ग स गम ध निज गमग सनि ध निज ग सनि ध मद निज नि ध मग मद मद नि ध निज ध निज मग सान्द्रकरुणानिधिं नटवरम् इन्दिरारमणादि विनुदं सान्द्रकरुणानिधिं नटवरम् इन्दिरारमणादि विनुदं चन्द्रशेखरं भजामि सततं वृषभवाहनं गिरिजारमणो चन्द्रशेखरं भजामि सततं भजामि सततं भजामि सततं
Guruvayur. What can we say about that little fellow? The most beautiful idol, and the power and the resplendence of his grace and his brightness is something that we can't describe, we can only experience. And I know that Nisha's Ishtadevata, one of them is Krishna, and I thought I would take this piece so that she can become that devotee who sees that little Krishna with the sandal paste and with the Navanitam in his hand. In spite of the chaos and the commotion of the temple and the prakaram where we just go there, fighting and jostling, and there you see that idol and then you just forget everything. Om Namo Narayanaya. The poet Ambujam Krishna says, Om Namo Narayana endru ullam moorndu bajittidu en nave. He's addressing his own tongue. He says, just keep on saying his nama mantram. Other than saying his name, what else is there in our life? And then the poet goes on to describe the beauty and the importance of the kshetram. Nam is the punyasthalam. Om Namo Narayanaya in Ragam Karna Ranjani set to Kanda Chaputalam.
நாராயணாயன்று உள்ளம் முருக உரைத்திடுங்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாயன்று உள்ளம் முருக உரைத்திடுங்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய உள்ளம் முருக உரைத்திடுங்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் க்ஷேமம் நல்கும் ஸ்ரீ குருவாயூரப்ப. க்ஷேமம் நல்கும் ஸ்ரீ குருவாயூரப்ப. க்ஷேமம் நல்கும் ஸ்ரீ குருவாயூரப்ப. க்ஷேமம் நல்கும் ஸ்ரீ குருவாயூரப்ப. நாமமல்லாக உய்வழி வேறேது. நாமமல்லாக உய்வழி வேறேது. நாமமல்லாக உய்வழி வேறேது. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாயன்று உள்ளம் முருக உரைத்திடுங்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயண. பன்னிசைக்கும் பவளவாயிரளும் பங்கஜ கண்ணழகும் குண்டலும் திகழ் செவியும். பன்னிசைக்கும் பவளவாயிரளும் பங்கஜ கண்ணழகும் குண்டலம் திகழ் செவியும். வெண்சங்கம் தீரி ஒளி கருங்களும் தன் குளபம் தவள் மார்பில் நுப்புரி நூலும். வெண்சங்கம் தீரி ஒளி கருங்களும் தன் துளபம் தவள் மார்பில் மின்னோ நுப்புரி நூலோ. கிங்கிணி இடையார்ப்ப காலிலம் கலகலக்க. கிங்கிணி இடையார்ப்ப காலிலம் கலகலக்க. மண்ணிடை வைகுண்டன பந்தரும் காட்சி தனை கண்டதொடு களிப்போடு மண்பாடி கொண்டாடி கரம் குவித்து நெய்யுறகி திசையும் எதிரொலிக்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணா. கிங்கிணி இடையார்ப்ப கால்சிலம்ப கலகலக்க. மண்ணிடை வைகுண்டன பந்தரும் காட்சி தன கண்டதொடு களிப்போடு பண்பாடி கொண்டாடி கரம் குவித்து நெய்யுறகி திசையும் எதிரொலிக்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணா என்று உள்ளம் முருக உரைத்திடுங்க. ஓம் நமோ நாராயண. ஓம் நமோ நாராயண. ஓம் நமோ நாராயண.
So good afternoon, everyone. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much. So before we end with the concluding item, which is Tilana, a few words and a few acknowledgments. First off, a huge, huge thank you to Guru Srimati Padmini Ravi. You've known her credentials, you've heard her speak. What more can I say? Well, she was the one who was the driving force behind Nisha. She was the one who gave her the faith that she could do this despite all the years gone by. And she was the one who said, just go ahead, set a date and work towards it. And here we are after 10 months. You've been an incredible support. On behalf of the family, thank you so much. You've been a guru, you've been a mentor, you've been a friend. Thank you so much. May I request you to come to the stage and accept a token of our gratitude. Thank you. I am Raju, I am Anand, I am VK, I am Vadake Kurupat Anand Kumar. Thank you. Of course. First Krishna. Thank you. I would also like to thank our dear Uni for gracefully accepting to be the chief guest of honor and coming all the way from Chennai and spending his valuable time. Uni, can you please join us on the stage? Thank you so much. He's driven down yesterday. He was wanting to go back after this program, but no, we just maybe just a little. Come, just thank you. I would also like to thank the support staff. One is Arun for lighting. Superb job, Arun. Thank you. Arun for the light and sound. Raghu and Rani for the makeup. Madhukar for the photographs. And Sampath for the live streaming. Thank you all. If I guess you're all watching this, I can see your comments coming in. Thank you, Madhukar. Thank you, Sampath, rather. And huge thanks to Mr. Nagaraj, who's been the organizer for Seva Sadana. He's been helping us with all the support. And finally, a huge thank you to all dearest family and dearest friends. Thank you for coming. You made this so vibrant and so full of energy. Love you all. Thank you so much. And over to Tilana, and maybe you can just briefly describe Tilana, or we get started? We can get started? No, okay, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. And it's been a wonderful journey with Nisha for me. Seeing her grow from strength to strength, instilling confidence in herself, because the most important obstacle that we all have is self-doubt. And dance somehow gets you over that by default. You cannot be anything but confident to go on stage, whether you believe in it or not. At the beginning, you slowly start, and then you understand your physical, your mental, and your emotional makeup, and then you work on it every day. If you're physically weak, then you work on it. If you're mentally weak, then you strengthen it. And then if you're emotionally unaware, then you work on it. So that's what dance does. It's a daily work. It's a constant progress. And there is no good or bad. It's not, oh, she's a bad dancer, she's a good dancer, I'm a great dancer. No. It's a subjective. Arts is not black or white, it's grey. You may like pink, I may hate pink, though I am wearing it. But the good news about dance is it's subjective, it's how you feel. You should feel on top of this world. And that is what is important, and that is what I do when I choreograph items for people. I custom make their choreography so that they are at ease, they enjoy, and the people enjoy. Like Mr. Onni Krishnan said, it was very calm and serene, and she was enjoying, and therefore we were also enjoying, and that is the rasa theory. What she feels is what transmits, and that's what you feel. And so we attempt as dancers to completely surrender, and the last item is Tilana, where after the Varnam there is a slowdown in the emotional display of the Kirtanams or the pure Abhinaya, and then we end the performance with the Tilana, which is the climax, which has a lot of vigor and rigor, and so she will be concluding this item, the performance with this Tilana in Ragam Hamsanandi set to Aditalam, a composition of Madurai Krishnan. Tilana, and I once again thank all of you, and I thank Anand and Nisha for giving me this opportunity to be here, and I thank her parents, her friends, her relatives, without whose support we would not have had this morning. Thank you so much.
Tam takadim takatom takanam dhirana Tam takadim takatom takanam dhirana Dhirana Tundridani tam takadim takatom takanam dhirana Dhirana Tundridani tam takadim takatom takanam Dhirana, Dhirana, Tundridani तरि तण धनु धिमि धिमि कित तरि ताम तरण धीम तर तनु ताम तक धीम तक तोम तक नंदिरन धीरना तुम धनि ताम तक धीम तक तोम तक नंदिरन பக்தனை காக்க வந்த நிருசிம்ம பகலும் இரவும் இல்லாத நேரத்தில் பக்தனை காக்க வந்த நிருசிம்ம பகலும் இரவும் இல்லாத நேரத்தில் கிரணிய சம்ஹார செய்த மூர்த்தியே கிரணிய சம்ஹாரம் செய்த மூர்த்தியே கிருஷ்ணனை காக்க சமயம் இதுவே பக்தனை காக்க வந்த நிருசிம்ம பகலும் இரவும் இல்லாத நேரத்தில் இரணிய சம்ஹாரம் செய்த மூர்த்தியே கிருஷ்ணனை காக்க சமயம் இதுவே சானிதனி மதகமக கமதனி தரிதாம் தஜனு தாம் தரதிமித சானிதனி மதகமக கமதனி தரிதாம் தஜனு தீம் தரதிமித மகதமனி ரதனி ரிதகரி மகரி ரததிம் ததகஜனு தாம் ததிம் ததகஜனு தாம் ததிம் ததகஜனு தாம் தகதீம் தகதோம் தகநந்திரன் धीरना तुमृदनि ताम तकदीम तकतोम तकनंदिरना धीरना तुमृदनि ताम तकदीम तकतोम तकनंदिरना धीरना तुमृदनि ताम धीरना तुमृदनि धीर धीरना तुमृदनि
I wanted to acknowledge the musicians. On the vocal, it was Raghuram and Neela Ramanuja. Mridangam, S.V. Balakrishna. Flute, Raghunandan. And rhythm pads, Pranav. And I owe a great sense of deep gratitude towards all my musicians who have worked with me for nothing less than 3 to 4 decades. Thank you all.
Thank you everyone again, and there's a little packet that we'll hand over to you as you leave from the front door. Chaitra or Giriyachi, maybe you can help. Thank you so much.
Congrats, Nisha. Hope you do many, many, many more performances. And may God keep you always happy.
This is something I never do, but yeah, I would like to thank each and every one of you for supporting me till the end. This has been a long journey for me, and without this support and encouragement, I could not have done this. Thanking you all for this wonderful energy that you've created for me to dance on this stage. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.